years ago when I saw this computer program showing us what it looked like to get further and further away from the Earth. And it really blew my mind, and it opened my eyes to who I was in the sight of God. And I was trying to look for something better. I couldn't find anything better, so I'm just going to show this old video. So here it is. What you're seeing right now. First of all, this is the Earth. Okay, you're taking off from the Earth from Southern California, and we're gonna rise up a little bit here. Okay, we're gonna pull away from it. We're gonna pull higher. Now this is at about 10 kilometers. Like if you climb Mount Everest, this is what you'd see. You'd see the curvature of the Earth from that distance. Now we're gonna climb up even higher. This is at 100 kilometers. And you're a fourth of the way to the space station now. This is what you'd see. If you get to this level, you're considered an astronaut. Just if you ever get there. Okay, now we're going 100,000 kilometers. 100,000 kilometers from the Earth. You're a fourth of the way to the moon. That's what the Earth would look like. Now we're going to pull away to 1,000,000 kilometers. At 1,000,000 kilometers, there's the moon. Okay, there's the moon. You can barely see the Earth. You're at 1,000,000 kilometers now. You're past the moon, and now we're going to go to 100 million kilometers. 100 million kilometers. You're still not to the sun. The sun's 93 million miles away. But now we're going to go to 10 trillion kilometers. There's the sun. Okay, you just passed the sun. Now you would see all of the planets at 10 trillion kilometers. And now we're at 10 to the 15th power. That means 10 with 15 zeros. I don't know what that number is. 15 zeros, and the sun's just like a bright dot amidst other stars. And now we're going to 10 light years away. At 10 light years away, come on, let's go. Zoom, there you go. 10 light years away. Now you just see the sun with like 11 other stars that are kind of its neighbors. You know, that's our sun. And now we're going to go 1,000 light years away. At 1,000 light years away, you wouldn't even see our sun anymore. These are just a bunch of stars close to it in this cluster inside the Milky Way. Now we're going to zoom out even further, and that's the Milky Way we live in. See that cluster of stars? Those are about 100,000 stars that are closest to our sun. You can't see our sun anymore at this point. Now this is our Milky Way galaxy. Forget about the Earth. Okay, there's our Milky Way galaxy that we live in. And we're just buried in there somewhere. And we're going to pull out even further, and you'll see that our galaxy is actually, it's a big galaxy, and all those other things you're seeing now are galaxies. And we're going to pull away 10 million light years now. His next scene is 10 million light years. Those are all galaxies you see amidst our Milky Way, several hundred galaxies. Now we're going to go 100 million light years away. This is the last one. We're going to zoom out to 100 million light years. Those are all clusters of galaxies. Galaxies and clusters of galaxies. You wouldn't even see our Milky Way galaxy anymore amidst that. We don't have telescopes that go beyond that little sphere there. They say at 100 million light years, that's as far as our telescopes. That's insane, isn't it? That we're just buried in that one galaxy amidst all of these galaxies. That's going on right now. We're flying around that sun in the middle of that solar system, in the middle of that Milky Way. I remember when I just first saw that. See, some of you guys walked into this room and you thought you were pretty big. Okay? You thought, you know what, why doesn't everything revolve around me? Why would God do this? And I want to just give you a picture and help you understand, look, this is not about you. Okay? This is not about me. I am this tiny speck buried inside of that solar system, inside this one galaxy, on this tiny little planet, spinning and flying, and here I am in this little room, and I'm dependent on this being in heaven to give me life, to let me keep breathing. So it's obvious to me that it's not about me. And when I look at the complexity of the galaxy, I don't even start to pretend that I know how we were made and everything else. I just go, God, you are so far beyond me, I don't even get it. This is so not about me. You are amazing. And so when God created this world and he created all those galaxies and he says, you know what, that's good. And then he created Adam and Eve were right here on that planet. And somehow God, think about this, God was on the earth with Adam and Eve. He somehow was walking amongst them. You know that holy God that I described this morning, sitting on his throne with the angels covering themselves up? That God was in perfect fellowship, like he would be right here with us. I mean, can you imagine how perfect it was? That's why God looked at creation and goes, man, this is good. This is so good. Look at all these stars. Look at all these planets. Look at all these galaxies. Look at this planet. Look how I made it. And the angels are going, wow, that's so beautiful. The whole earth is full of his glory. Look, here I am with Adam, with Eve. Here I am in fellowship with my creation. I mean, it was perfect. It was good. He said that was good. It was very good. Can you imagine walking around on this planet with God, the God that created all of that, and to know that you are under his protection, and understand that the God who created all of those galaxies was here to protect you and to love you and to care for you and to have a relationship with you. Like we studied this morning in Acts, how it describes how he made us so that we would know him. So everything was perfect, but you know the story. Then something happened, right? And it ruined everything. You see, when God created the world, he says it was good. Understand that the earth was different than it is right now. Because of the fall, you know the story of Adam and Eve, because they fell and because they sinned, God actually cursed Adam and Eve. He cursed the land, he cursed the serpent, so that the world right now as we know it wasn't the way it used to be. When he banished Adam and Eve from the garden, things changed. And he says now even the dirt is going to be different. Even the soil is going to be different. You have to work and labor and sweat and make this happen. You're going to have to work hard at it. You know, women with childbearing, which, you know, we got 4 kids, and she gets an epidural, so it doesn't hurt that much. But it's just this, I'm going to have this curse upon you, and there's going to be this pain. Even the animals and everything else, the disposition they have now, it's different. And one day he's going to come back, and one day he's going to restore this world. But right now, you and I live in a fallen world. And we read the story in Genesis chapter 3. Verse 1, it says, the serpent was more crafty than any other beast of the field that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, did God actually say, you shall not eat of any tree in the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we can eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden, but God said, you shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.